Well, I've stumped you on the first.
Yeah,
on the
wow.
first one.
Wow.
Here we go. Yes. In a noisy, distracted world, how can we quiet our minds enough to hear God's voice?
I'll go into the bathroom or my office and I sit with God and I say, please talk to me. And then, the first thing I say is, please forgive me of all my sins and being mad at everybody, because basically I feel mad at everybody sometimes. Because if you're holding anger, God can't talk to you.
Right.
At least that's what I think. I just say, I'm so sorry for everything. Forgive me. Okay, God, talk to me. Yeah.
How about you girls?
I don't have time sometimes to go into a bathroom or to find a room or someplace to go. So wherever I am, even if my eyes are open, I just stop and I say, I have nothing to fix. I have nothing to heal. I have nothing to arrange. I have nothing to plan, because I am the child of the living God and you're in charge right here, right now.
Perfect.
That's what I do.
What about you, Kim?
You know, I've kind of learned that when I need to listen to the Lord, I love a lot of noise. I like TV going on all the time. I can talk on the phone, do my mascara, drive with my foot. And
She's kidding.
I
don't
am.
know
Oh,
what
I'm
I have a
kidding.
visual
Oh my
of the
gosh,
foot
yeah.
on the steering
And
wheel.
I
Anyways.
don't know police are watching. But you know, it's hard for me. It really is. I wish I could do what you just said.
You can.
I can, but it's hard for me to get centered. But I do a little bit more, and I've learned this from my new stepdaughters. Like, they'll be in the middle of 4 kids running around, and I want grilled cheese, and I need that, and they'll be like, come, Holy Spirit, come. I just need a little bit of clarity on this.
good.
Janie's having a meltdown. Freddie has a dead frog in his mouth. Amy is, blah, blah. And I just need you to just come right down and just help clarify everything right now and just calm and make everything peaceful. And they do it in the middle of the chaos.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
And that's
What
kind
about
of
you,
how-
Tracy?
Yeah, Tracy, what do you do?
God speaks to me even when it is really noisy.
Yeah.
Especially at the Polo Lounge.
Yes.
But that's how we got our name. But I think what the biggest thing for me is when I learned to listen.
Oh, that's
And once I learned to listen, I could hear his voice no matter what.
so
Yeah.
good.
That's the secret to great acting.
Yes.
Listen.
Everybody
Yes.
thinks you have to be a great
Perform.
actor. It's listening.
Listening.
So you can respond honestly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
It helps to be a good actor, though.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yes.
I'm kidding. Okay, how do you deal with fear or self-doubt when stepping into a new chapter?
The same way I just said.
That's what you do.
Same way I just said, because fear tries to come at us all the time, especially when the news is on.
That is
Lord
so
have
true.
mercy.
Especially when the news is on.
They say good evening, and that's the last good thing they say, right?
I mean, it's really to not get into it, not give your heart to it and start believing it. Because if we're believing in omnipotence, in the presence of peace, and we admit the other thing is going on, that we've left that peace.
True.
Right.
You know what I say?
What doll?
I say, God did not give me a spirit of
Yes,
fear,
you do that.
but of power, love,
of
and a
love.
sound mind. And I do believe that fear is a spirit that tries to intimidate and make people get back into their corner so that they don't walk in their purpose. So I just say, nope, didn't give me a spirit of fear, power, love, and a sound mind. And if I have to say it 20 times because I'm still afraid, I say it 20 times.
Good. That's good,
What about you,
Christine.
Kim?
So, you know what? I think that's an interesting question, Tracy, because it's like about fear of stepping out.
Right.
If anybody stepped out recently, it's
Yes,
me.
yes, yes.
You know, met a man, went to lunch, got engaged, got married, and moved to Virginia Beach. Hello. You know, that all happened like in 5 minutes. Was I afraid? Scared to death. Walked down the aisle with knees shaking. But here's the thing, and this is such a story in the scriptures that resonates with me. You know, there's a story about Moses they had the army behind them, the Israelites, and they had the Red Sea in front of them, and they were in the middle. And it was like, where do we go? We've got this sea, and then we've got this army coming after us. And the Lord said, I will part the Red Sea for you, Moses, if you step out. He didn't say stand there.
He said
And
step out.
He said, you step out, then I'll do it.
Like jump and the net will appear.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Right.
So I do think that's something sometimes we forget. Yes, I believe the Lord will part. Yes, I believe he'll make a path. But we have to take that first step.
And how do you do that? I think by there can't be two realities.
What does that mean?
that means there can't be what the world says is true and what God says is true. There can't be two realities.
That's good.
And I think it's really getting to the point where that you're not just saying God, 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 but you know that God is real,
Right.
present, and in operation.
So I struggle with what actually our pastor said this morning,
Yeah.
is where there's faith, there's no room for fear.
Yeah.
And I struggle with it because I do have faith, but I also have fear. And I struggle between it. And when I feel the fear, I lean on my faith as much as I possibly can, but I can't do it 100%.
No.
And it's my struggle to work through, you know.
Tracy, if this entire room, this studio, were filled with the allness of God, where's fear? I'm just
hear you.
asking.
No, I totally hear you,
Yeah,
but I'm
but
not going
right.
to say that I've nailed that. I haven't. That's my
And Pastor Chris said he didn't either.
right, exactly. And he was struggling with it
Yes.
this last week, which I loved hearing.
he's our pastor.
And he's our pastor, which is, I love that he is so honest.
Vulnerable.
But I also think I 100% understand it. I 100% hear it. I haven't gotten it 100%, I guess, in my being. And I'll work through it.
You will.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it
that's
says
part
you
of-
just have to have faith of a mustard seed.
Yes.
Right.
You know how small that is?
Yeah.
You know, and so
But it's not just you struggling with it, my love. We all do.
100%.
But we're just giving each other
Yeah.
handles as to
Right.
how, when it appears, you either turn off the news
Yeah.
or you pray your way through it.
yeah.
Right, right. Absolutely. So, what would you say to someone who believes in God but feels disconnected from Him?
I would say to spend more time with him is number one. And then they're like, well, how do I do that? Spending time in the Word and asking him, God, what do you mean when you're saying this here in the book of Isaiah? Or that's for me would be my answer. Spend more time with God, invite him in, and spending time in his Word builds up faith. That's what I would say.
But don't you think people have a hard time starting? They think it's so overwhelming to start. And for me, when I get overwhelmed, the one thing that I do is I break it down into smaller parts.
How do you eat an
Like
elephant?
what, Tracy?
One bite at a time.
I'll tell you, I was overwhelmed this week. Diane knows. We were on the phone. And
I've never heard her in over 40 years. I've known that beauty, and I've never heard that tone come out of her. Never.
I was so overwhelmed, and in that moment, I went, okay, I'm going to break it down into small daily. If you can't see the week, see the day.
Yeah.
If you can't see the day, see the hour. If you can't see the hour, see the minute.
That's
Great
so
takeaway.
good.
Great takeaway.
And that's how I handle it in my own life.
Everybody can just look at the minute in front of them.
100%.
That's really good.
exactly.
Or
no
maybe
matter what.
just go near somebody that is familiar
Yeah.
with God. If you don't know about it and you've had a bad experience with that word, and many of us have, go to somebody who maybe hasn't had a bad experience with God, and someone you trust and someone that you can talk to about it.
Right.
Sometimes it just helps to hold a hand and say, you know what,
I hear you.
I'm scared.
yeah.
And I don't know what to do, and I don't want to hear about God because. And
Yeah.
I said that for years.
I get it.
God was a troublemaker, and I said, go away. But no more.
Right.
Yeah.
How about you, Kim?
I would piggyback on what Diane said. I think finding a community that you feel like you belong and that you have, you know, other women that you can relate to. And I think that's what our podcast's all about. You know, we're all just kind of struggling, finding our way, making our new path, forging a new purpose.
And I love that you say that because we will be your community.
Yes.
You know, we will help you find your way. We will help you
Great.
start.
We'll
right.
pray for you.
Yes.
You send your prayer requests.
Questions.
We'd love for you to send
Absolutely.
us questions that you might normally ask. This is not about religion. This is about a connection, a connection
So good.
with the Creator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'd love your questions, and we'd love to be able to share with you even more. So if you send us your questions, we'll be happy to answer them.
And we want to connect with you.
Yeah.
So how do we hold on to faith when prayers seem unanswered?
Oh, that's such a good question.
That is so good. Wow.
That's where faith comes in.
That's
Right,
what
yes.
I mean, there's prayers that can go unanswered for 40 years. Like you're like, God, where are you? Like,
I have a story about a little girl who prayed for a horse. And her friend was with her. And at the end of the year, the little girl said, well, guess God didn't answer your prayer. The little girl said, yes, Yes, he did. He said no.
Oh.
So good.
Oh, interesting.
So good.
Yes, that's a great
We don't
story.
like to hear that.
No, we don't like to hear that.
But don't we also think that it's God's timing? It may not be our timing. We think that it should happen in a cerern amount of time.
I want it right now.
Oh,
Oh,
me
I'm
too.
totally into instant gratification.
Look at the four of us.
Right now. Absolutely. But I try and think, well, maybe it isn't God's timing. Okay, I'll wait.
Yep. And we have to trust truly that his timing, like you say, and it may be no, and his rejection is redirection. I've heard.
100%. I
And
love it. My
protection.
favorite.
And protection, yep. And I do think that's true because before I did meet my husband, there was somebody in my life and I was like, he's the one, he's, checks off a lot of boxes. And there were a lot of red flags and kind of like starts and stuff. And I was like, oh no, I can fix it. I can. And I was like, why didn't that work out? And then I was alone for a while. And then look what happened.
God
But
had Tim
I
for
thought
you.
it was, he had something better.
That's
You
why
know
it
what
didn't work
happens?
out.
I think a lot,
Tim's life.
especially for people who think they're smart.
Yes, we know better.
Especially for people who think they're smart. It's hard to yield
Yeah.
to anything else.
Yeah.
I am a lady who used control because I'm strong and I'm willful and want my way. And for me, honestly, to learn to yield, now I pray about everything. I wanted to bring my dogs today. I told you I was going to.
I know.
And yet, when it came right down to it, I knew it was going to be hard for them and that I should be focusing on what we're doing here. And I've heard that answer. I didn't want it, but yielding,
Yes.
especially if you think you're smart.
And
That's
listening.
a tough one.
Yielding and listening. Because you listened. Yes.
Can I share my thought
Yes.
on that? Here's what not to do, guys. Don't go and pray and then, okay, God's either not answering yet or it's a no, and then you go do it yourself because that's when you get stuck in some really bad situations.
How did this happen? Why did this happen?
Right.
I
How
was
could
like-
God do it?
I got married because I was like praying for a husband. I was 36 years old, no husband. I said, oh, God, you didn't answer. I'm just going to go find one on my own. And that blew up in my face. So don't go and like force it either if it's a no or if it's not yet, right? So I tend to be impatient. But yeah,
I love
praying
that.
and waiting.
I love that. Instead of no, not yet.
Not yet.
not
Oh, I
yet.
like that. I
It's
like
not
that.
yet.
No, I like that a lot. So what daily rituals keep you grounded and connected to your higher purpose?
I don't leave the house without at least an hour's prayer.
Oh, that's so.
At least.
That's good.
I have a daily ritual. I talked about this before. I do that 20-20-20,
Right.
which is 20 minutes of exercise right when I wake up. Then I spend 20 minutes with God, just quiet, listening. And then I spend 20 minutes learning and saying some affirmations. And I actually have the affirmations in my phone. I've showed you girls before. And I write down the date and the time when I've said them out loud. So some months I do them for 20 days of the month. Some months I do them for 30, or some months I only get them done for 10 days of the month. But that is my routine, and then I write the date and the time that I did it.
Awesome.
Keep myself on track.
I struggle every morning with wanting to do kind of like you. It's literally a fight every morning with my devotion, which is Jesus Calling. That's my devotion, and then
a good
the
one.
scriptures, and then my scrolling Instagram, and it's like they're both. Oh, let me just see what Christine. Oh my gosh, she then. Oh,
Look, she made a salad.
No, here's Jesus Calling.
made a salad.
And you need to put me first. Oh, but just one second. Oh, I love that Tracy's
so
traveling.
funny.
And
It's
so
so
it's a
easy.
struggle.
Right.
You know what?
It
I
is.
literally tell myself, do not open your phone. Do not.
I don't
I have
either.
to fight with myself, but
you
I
don't
will not
have
open
that.
it until after I do it.
So as a mom, the first thing I do is look at my
great.
phone.
Yes.
But I try and do these success strategies as I'm getting out of bed.
Okay.
So like I make my bed as I'm getting out of it.
Okay.
I stretch, then I meditate, I pray, and then I take a 20-minute walk. And then I have breakfast. And that's sort of like, that sets me up for a whole day. I mean, I can't do the 20 minutes of exercise first because I'm hungry.
Well, and also you're driving an hour to go ride your horse. So that is your exercise.
That is my exercise. But I always feel like when I've done even 3 of those, well, I always have to walk the dog, but
Yes.
when I've done 3, I feel like I've set myself up for success for the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if, I know it sounds silly, I made my bed, but
No.
it is actually one of the success
is.
strategies.
No, there are statistics that say if you do have a daily routine, that those people are far more successful in life than those who don't have a daily routine.
100%.
We need a daily routine.
Yeah.
Okay, what are small practical steps someone can take to build a stronger spiritual foundation?
Getting in the Word. I
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
I know that somebody said recently they would read the Bible and, I think it was you. And she was like, I would read the Bible and be like, I'm reading Greek. Like, what does this mean? This is really hard. I don't even know who, Ecclesiastics is.
Right.
And then you said once you really connected with God through prayer and a relationship, things would jump off the page. Like, this is for you, Christine.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I think, we have to try to do that.
Yeah, what I would say is if you're just curious, you don't know, why not just turning on some praise and worship music?
That is
like
good.
some of the Christian music now is top
So good.
40, like Lauren
Yeah.
Daigle and those.
How about Forrest
love
Frank?
her.
Forrest
Oh,
Frank?
yes,
Yeah, just
so
turn
good.
on
He's
some
the number
Christian
one
music.
song.
If you're
Right.
like, I can't read the Bible and I don't go to church and can't get to one or whatever, just listen to some worship music and just.
Yeah, I always loved coming to your house because you always had that.
Yeah. It's a-
But I
you know-
heard there was a secret chord that David heard, and it pleased the Lord. Hallelujah, right? That song, so brilliant.
It was. Yeah.
You know what? I would say, just make it easy. Don't make it difficult on yourself. Just sit still and get quiet if you can. Shut off the noise and say, okay, if you're real, let me feel it.
Yeah. So good.
If you're real, let me feel it.
Yeah.
You know, there's also these wonderful 365-day books
Yeah.
that give you just a little bit of,
devotionals.
a daily devotional. I almost couldn't say that. But And I think that's a really great way to start.
It is.
And it's a great way to start your day.
You know what? Maybe we're going to do a God's Table daily devotional.
I love it.
Just for you.
We love it.
And you know what I would like to ask is if we can just pray for the listener or the viewer that maybe doesn't know how to connect with God, if we can just pray right now for them while they're listening. Maybe
Absolutely.
Diane can lead it.
Come pray with us.
First of all, thank you for being God. So we don't have to come up with the answers.
Yeah.
Thank you for being God so that we can just turn to you no matter what is going on, no matter how crazy it seems, no matter how scared we seem to be, no matter how frightened, no matter how we don't have the money to pay the rent, our boyfriend doesn't want us anymore, the guy wants a divorce, the girl has just slept with somebody else. There's so many stories. But there's one answer, and it's real. Thank you, Father, for being that reality. Thank you for being the truth that sets us free.
Anyone who's listening right now or watching, we just want to tell you that this was meant to be. It's a divine appointment that you're tuning in right now. And we just ask that you realize that why we're here and what we're doing here is just trying to share with you that we met Jesus and he changed our lives, and we know that he can change yours. All you have to do is just ask him to come into your heart and he will be there. And like Diane said, just get quiet and say, if you're real, then just speak to me. Let me feel you, and he will come through. That's what God's Table is all about. It's a place where everyone has a seat.
Thanks for spending time at God's Table. Have a good day.
Make sure to tune in each Wednesday for new episodes of God's Table Hollywood, where everybody has a seat.
For a